hot meal chill massive. You weren't expecting that, were you? Anyway, yes, guys, this is Tiny Tom Logan in with his 200th video. All blinged up as Ali G, and I will kind of sit here and explain now. Basically, I was 30 on the 23rd of this month, which is the Wednesday. Today I'm recording this on Friday. Saturday night I'm going out with all my friends. We're all dressing up, and my theme was Ali G. Although most of the rest of it was alright. The tracksuit turned up. It was an eBay special. It was meant to have been a large with quite a hefty chest size and leg size. It looked like it would fit, but it's actually turned up and it's a tiny bit tight, and I'm not the slimmest of boys anymore. And in a complete fail, today's the first time I've actually proper tried it on, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to have the bottle to wear a tracksuit that even a gay man, and I don't mean that offensively, would second guess wearing. But anyway, this is my 200th video, so I thought I'd chuck something in as a bit of a curveball for you all to have a giggle with me about. And really, this video is just about me saying a big thank you to all of the subscribers, a big thank you to everyone that comments and posts and likes all the videos all the time, and a big thank you to all of the companies that have supported Overclock 3D over the years. Although the video milestone is slightly minuscule compared to the stats that we've achieved on Overclock 3D, but nonetheless I felt that I needed to make a video. And also I wanted to answer a few questions and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? Because we will as a team, because it's not, you may only see me on the videos, but there is a team of us on Overclock 3D, and we all work very closely together to try and make sure that you get all of your reviews and your tech fixes and everything on time, on NDA releases and everything like that. And we do put an immense amount of time in, and yeah, it's enjoyable at times, and also it can be very hard work at times as well, especially when you get a product which, as has happened recently, you don't necessarily personally feel that it was as good as it could have been, and then there's a massive backlash because you put your honest thoughts and opinions about that forward. But if there's one thing I've learned over the years, is that I've given up trying to keep everybody happy, and I just pretty much crack on with it now. But I always do take the negatives on board and see if there's anything that I can fix and tweak about it, as we've done with the videos. Very, very minor things that we've kind of done and changed over the kind of like last 200 videos. But there's constant things that I am going to be doing and changing, and new features that I'm going to be implemented as well. And I do realise how lucky I am to have such a big platform to talk to you all on. But all I'll ever say is, when you watch a video or read one of our reviews, just remember that we're trying to feed you a lot of information for you to be able to make your own choice as well. But if there's a product which we do think needs to be given a miss, yeah, sometimes we do make that quite well known compared to a lot of other places, because one thing that Overclock 3D prides itself on is being independent, but also the fact that we're not afraid to say when a product is bad. Now, I'm not saying that the other review sites are wrong, because we are all entitled to our own opinion, and we are all entitled to voice our own opinion. All I am saying is that we are not, if we feel a way, you know, a specific way about a product, then we do say about it. And yeah, bugger to the consequences. You wouldn't believe the amount of hassle I had with NVIDIA last year because of the 400 series. I really didn't like the 400 series at all, and there was no end of arguments with that. But the weird thing about it is it's now kind of all gone back on itself, because they've actually brought out some amazing products now. So it's one of those ones where I can kind of sit back and go, I'm really glad I voice my opinions on the bad stuff, because now it gives me quite a good reason to say, well, they've made some big changes about the good stuff. As with and believe me, it has caused a massive stir, the NZXT H2 review, which I stand by everything I said in that video. May have been a little bit harsher compared to what a lot of people were expecting, but all the points that I raised I honestly do stand by. And the weird thing about it is, and something that I do want to kind of remind people about, is I rated the Ransom very highly enough to use that chassis for my first place rig for the Christmas competition. So yeah, every single PSU in the competition that we gave away at the beginning of the year was all NZXT power supplies as well, because they do make some good stuff. But I have to say, I really do feel like the H2 could have been a lot better than it was, and maybe I was so harsh on it because I personally felt like it could have and should have been so much better, and it could have been a lot better with just some very minor tweaks. It just, I'm not going to say it felt rushed, but it did feel like that chassis was kind of built with a calculator, and too many of the features were implemented on a cost cutting exercise, almost like. And the difference, like with the top grille, if that had just been a punch grille in the roof and then with a decent blank fitted underneath, if you didn't want to use the fan, that would have been brilliant, and it worked in the R3 immensely well. The roof on that was amazing. But that single stamped roof, what you've got to bear in mind is, from an engineer's point of view, it's so much cheaper to just bosh a big hole out and then cover it with a bit of mesh. The problem was it just made it feel so much cheaper. And also with the hard drives the way that they were, if you'd have used all of those hard drive slots for argument's sake, then the hard drives are so close to reasonable length graphics cards, especially once you add all the cables and everything. I noticed that a lot of reviewers put them at the bottom, and that would be fine if you're only going to use one or two. But if you want to fill it up, like in a server, like I did with Haley's case, which was absolutely rammed full of hard drives, and the R3 is a good server case. If you did that with that, and you wanted to run a graphics card as well, or for whatever reason, if you wanted to populate those slots, not only would it have been messy because all the cables were visible, but also it would have been very close to the graphics card. So there's quite a few little kind of bits and bobs, and a lot of people were picking up on the fact I snapped my clip. Now the locking mechanisms on the optical bay clips, they literally didn't work on the sample that I've got, as in they never unlocked properly, and that's why they didn't bend. It didn't matter what position you had them in. So there was lots of little things like that that just weren't 100% right with my sample. Now hopefully, you know, things will get changed. It was an early sample, and they did say it didn't come in a retail box or anything like that, and they did say that they might be making some changes, which I hope they do. I'm probably not going to be getting any samples from them in the future, but to be perfectly honest, you know what I mean, if that's what's got to happen for me to be able to tell the truth, then I'm really not that fussed about it, to be quite honest with you. It's a shame, but we will see. They say that they like you know, everyone to have their own opinion, and that's cool. It's just mine was negative on that one product, and I've got a bit bashed for it. But anyway, I don't want it to all be about that, because yeah, that's a bad thing. We've got lots and lots of stuff coming for you over the coming weeks. I've got you some exclusives coming. Quite a few exclusives coming actually. I've also got you some new stuff. As I've promised, I've been exploring avenues to bring you some more varied content to the channel, so I'm going to be doing that. But another thing is, what a lot of people don't realise is, and this is a topic that I've actually not touched on before, and I will go into it in more depth because it kind of deserves its own video, but Time to Live, the name of the channel, the reason why it's not Overclocked 3D Reviews. I did start doing my reviews way back when I was just a reviewer at Overclocked 3D, and I was just posting them on my own channel. But the reason why I always wanted to post them on my channel is the name, Time to Live. It does tie in with Tiny Tom Logan, but the actual name, Time to Live, and I don't mind admitting this because it's a big part of my past, and it's something that I always draw, not necessarily my inspiration from, but it's definitely something that I get my motivation from. Just over 3 years ago I lost my mum. She was 47, and she died of a brain hemorrhage. Now, I'm not looking for sympathy, that's definitely not what I'm after with this. I'm just trying to share my kind of background with you. And the YouTube channel, or rather the Time to Live Customs business that I started, the name is there. It was me kind of coming out of a period of depression, and I did suffer with depression quite badly after my mum died as well. It took a little while for it to come through and come out. Grief does funny things to people, but that's what the business was based on. It was my kind of moving on with my life. It was time for me to start actually living my life and doing what I wanted to do, and it started with Time to Live Customs, and then I got involved with Overclock 3D and ended up managing it, and then ended up taking an even bigger role as a director on with the company, and now kind of I won't say taking the driving seat of the business, but I obviously I do all of the kind of front end work, dealing with all the suppliers and stuff like that. But that's why I've kept the Time to Live channel and posted all the reviews and everything on there, because it's just a reminder for me of why I started that channel in the first place, and it's also why I always put so much time in. That may not seem like it because they are quite raw, but we've kept it quite raw as well, because I see my approach, and I'm not saying anybody else's is wrong, but my approach with videos is slightly different, and I like to keep the videos as we're just having a bit of a chit chat with mates, all relaxed, calm, and I don't ever want it to be too much, too overproduced and all kind of just like white backgrounds and stuff. Now that is obviously, that works well for a lot of other people, and good luck to them, epic. But that's not the way I personally want to make my videos. I want to make videos for people on YouTube, and to make people on YouTube happy. And if I can kind of, pick up some good mates in the industry and help some vendors at the same time, then, all well and good. But at the end of the day, I do like to make the kind of like that kind of raw edge video, and just all kind of like chilled out. That's just the way I want to do things. Maybe it is my lazy side, you never know, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is the way I do things, and so far I have had significantly more positive feedback than obviously there is always going to be negative. But that's another thing that I've wanted to kind of talk about, is have a look at the Roman god Janus. It might sound a bit strange, but it's kind of two heads, and if anyone recently has watched the film The Tourist, this is where I saw it, and I think it's brilliant. It's two heads, and it's about accepting the good and the bad in life, and realising that you never get one without the other. It's never all plain sailing. You've got to take that kind of that good and that bad twist, and I think that's brilliant, to the point where I really like the way that kind of ties in with my kind of Time to Live theme and everything like that, and I can definitely see from a personal point of view that I'm going to have to get a tattoo of that somewhere with Time to Live on it. But yeah, so a very strange video, and it's also a very personal video. You're not going to get many going into this kind of depth about my background from me, because I don't really like to talk about it. But I wanted to make this video and have a bit of banter with you, explain to you, kind of background. Have a bit of fun, me panic about a really tight, skinny tracksuit. I'm going to have to try and get another one tomorrow. But anyway, guys, bear in mind, and always have faith in the fact that I am always looking to do something different with YouTube. I'm always looking to push the boundaries a little bit more. I'm never 100% happy with the way things are, but obviously it's not an ideal world, and we kind of have to make the most of what we can do. But I am always super humbled by the amount of views that I get, and the good comments and everything like that. So if you like this video, then be sure to tell your friends, have a giggle at the idiot trying to dress up as Ali G, and then get them to subscribe to the channel and all stuff like that. Also, remember, just right at the very end, underneath I'm going to post the links to my own personal Facebook page. It's not kind of my normal Facebook. I've made a page because I just had too many people asking me questions in Facebook chat and stuff in the evenings. And I don't like to be rude and not reply, but not being funny. When people in the States are asking me questions, it's times when, you know what I mean, when I'm kind of like trying to wind down or want to go to bed and stuff like that. So I've made myself a Facebook page, but we've also got the Overclock 3D Facebook page, so you can follow all the reviews and stuff on there as well. And we've also got Twitter, but I'll post all of that underneath. But for now at least, this is a kind of, I'm quite warm, I don't know why. Maybe there's a little bit of embarrassment going on here, but anyway, we've had a bit of a laugh. If you've got any questions, post them underneath. I've said this before and I'll probably say it again. I read every single email that comes through from YouTube, so I read every single one of your comments. I may not always be able to reply, but do you know what I mean? I try wherever possible. If I reply to everyone's, I'd literally be sat here all day and never get any work done. But if you've got any specific questions about the channel and stuff, not how, you know, what rig am I going to do with this, or, you know what I mean, look at my rig, can you tell me what it's like? If you've got any specific about me, the channel, kind of not the kind of normal kind of hardware kind of stuff, post it underneath and I'll answer it as best I possibly can. I'm also going to have a little bit of a video for you pretty soon because I've got another push bike. I've still got my orange one, but I've got another one. I've got I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to wait until I make a video, but it's lush, I'm well happy with it. Yeah, so I'm going to have a lot of different kind of mix-up stuff for you lately because one of the things that I'm always kind of passionate about, and it's something that none of the others can really copy properly, even though they do copy so much about my videos, and I love it, is the fact that this is, yes, it's a review channel, but I try and mix in a lot of my own personal stuff with it as well. It may not happen as much as I'd like it to, but I am going to try and do a bit more of it too, a bit more of it soon. I can also confirm the customs are making a comeback. I don't know for how long because I'm kind of thinking of retiring the Time to Live Customs as a brand. So I've not got time to do it enough justice to keep it going. But we have got some custom, and I mean proper custom rigs coming back. I've been spending quite a bit of time this week up at the booth trying to get my head around some new stuff, but we have a House of Colour special coming. It's not going to be happening overnight, it's going to be, you know, it's going to happen in a month or so's time, maybe 6 weeks. Just got to see what sort of time scales and stuff I can get stuff done in. But yeah, we have a House of Colour special coming back, fully water cooled, multiple GPUs, big ass processor, going to have some serious overclocking done on it. Yeah, it's a Time to Live Customs rig, and yeah, so you're going to have to stay tuned for a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming on, but all I'm going to tell you is it's based on a Landlease chassis, and not a little Landlease chassis because I've got another Landlease to do, but a big A77. So eyeballs peeled, water cut, powder coat, custom paint on the inside, proper bling water. It's going to be epic, or at least I hope it will. You're going to have to tell me. But anyway, I've chatted for ages. Oh my god, look how long. Right, I do apologise guys, it's a typical Tom made a massive video, but yeah, this is Time to Live Customs. This is Tiny Tom Logan from Time to Live Customs and Overclock 3D. Yeah, with his 200th crazy video out. Boy, I can shout with your weird self. Oh, me YouTube massive.